What's up, man?
What's good, yo?
How we doing?
Good.
Yeah, I like the little clap to start. Just raise the energy. Everybody get
Yep.
loud up in here.
Yep.
Yeah, I like that. August 14th, Wednesday, another nighttime recap.
Yep.
Um, what do you? I'm gonna take the ball right here. I'm gonna put it in your court tonight. You let me know where you want to start. We got a bunch of stuff we can talk about.
Let's start in the NFL with some injuries. It's
Oh,
another day, a litany of injuries on the field, off the
good.
field today too.
Yeah, really? Was there an off the field injury? And I do want to say good use of litany there.
Hey, that's what I do.
Yeah, I know.
Um, yeah, Mark Andrews.
Oh.
He got into a car accident, uninjured, they say, but he did get into a car accident today.
Wow. Okay. I did see that blip now that you mentioned that. Yeah.
Yeah, and then
But they said he's uninjured?
yeah,
Okay, that's good. Carr probably got the bad end of that deal. Mark Andrews, the tank. He
yeah,
probably walked away
he was the
unscathed.
one who probably hurt the car.
Yeah, yeah. The car was
Um,
luckily that he was inside it. Like probably
yeah,
braced some of the inside
Yeah, yeah,
damage.
yeah, yeah. Would have folded on top of itself if it
Yeah.
didn't have him there holding
Yeah.
it together
Yep,
from the
exactly like
inside.
that.
Yeah,
Exactly like that.
but yeah, some other injuries. Jordan Addison got carted off the field today. They say he's fine long term, but I mean the Vikings are a tough spot. I mean JJ McCarthy
Yeah.
out for the year now.
Yeah.
Sam
That's it.
Darnold show, man.
Sammy D. I mean, the keys to the castle are in his hands now.
I mean I might mess around and take him in fantasy. Take a waiver.
I
I
don't
don't
hate
know.
that. I don't hate that play.
I mean he's gonna be the starter there for the year.
Yeah, I don't hate that play. I don't hate that play. Anybody
Yeah.
who's got, Justin Jefferson out wide to throw to, I
No
mean,
doubt.
don't discount them. Don't
Hmm.
discount double check them.
No doubt. And I mean, Stafford left practice today too with a hamstring injury. So I mean, something in the water this year in NFL training camps. Like it feels like there's just so many injuries.
Yeah, you're right. You're right about that. Which brings us back to something we said yesterday. Hold on those fantasy drafts.
Yeah,
Just
definitely
just
holding these
just
fantasy
hold
drafts.
on just a second cuz,
Yeah,
that could get uggo quick.
yeah. I mean, if you're a guy who had Matt Stafford as your starting quarterback and JJ McCarthy as your backup, I mean, you're in a tough spot right now.
Yeah, those
Yeah.
people probably had Gibbs at the RB and Andrews as their tight end as well.
Oh God, Jordan Addison as a receiver.
Yeah. Yeah, and probably, I don't know why, but somehow they ended up with Patriots defense, who are now Judonless.
They are Judon free.
Yeah, Judon free um,
It just, what I'll say is it shocks me that there's not more teams out there who are in positions to win the Super Bowl that don't take a flyer on a guy like that. Like a 1 year he's got 1 year left in his contract. He doesn't make a boatload of money. And I mean, he's an all pro.
yeah.
And he costs only a third round pick.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. That's true. There should be because at the end of the day, it's not like there's two or three teams vying for it. Like there's, like if a team gets hot, there's probably like what, 8 teams, 8, 10 teams.
Yeah.
If they get hot at the right time, they could make
Yeah.
a run.
Like a team like the Ravens, you know what I mean? Who, you know, probably in that tier
Mhm.
of Super Bowl champion contenders.
Yeah,
Like
absolutely.
Judon played in Baltimore before. Like, I don't see why a team like that doesn't take a flyer. I mean, like, it's a good deal for Atlanta if they can make him a long term piece. But,
Yeah,
it's just, if not, I mean, it's just kind of a weird trade.
yeah. Atlanta is, on the weird era of their team, with the whole Penix Cousins thing and
Yeah.
now
They're in a
this.
weird spot.
Yeah,
I
but
mean, they have talented players though. Like you look at their roster and it's stacked with good players, but it's a weird roster. Like
yeah,
they're kind of in this like weird space between veteran leadership and like unproven players everywhere. So it's kind of
yeah.
odd.
I hear you typing up their roster back there. On who do we got? Do we got? I know Kyle Pitts and Drake London, but
And
who else?
Bijan,
Oh, Bijan, of course. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Um, Yeah, but I mean, don't they signed Darnell Mooney this offseason?
Okay, that rings a bell. They got the full moon.
Yeah. See who else. And I haven't heard of any of their tight ends other than Kyle Pitts.
Hmm.
Cousins, and then obviously they have Grady Jarrett, who's a dude. AJ Terrell, Jesse Bates. I forgot about him signing there.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know. Like their defense is just weird. Not a lot of guys I've heard of, but that doesn't mean that they're not good players because there's sometimes like teams like that I don't follow a bunch. Like there's always guys that are just like studs in their own right.
Yeah. I guess something I just thought of is like in a division like that, the NFC South, they're probably thinking like just last you look at last year, the Bucks make a run late.
Yeah,
They win a playoff game and then they're one game away from the NFC Championship and they fought hard against the Lions in that game.
they did. Yeah, no,
They're
that's a good point.
they're probably thinking like, "Hey, we don't need to win 11, 12 games this year. If
Just need
Judon
to
can
win
be
the
the
division.
yeah, we just win the division and
Yeah,
then get lucky in the first round and see what happens from there."
I mean that division itself has been weird for the last 8 to 10 years. Ever since the Saints kind of fell off,
Yeah.
they've been. It's been a really weird
It's
division.
been a revolving door of divisional winners.
Yeah, definitely. But
And
yeah,
they
no, I
make
mean
it far too.
that's a really good point though.
Thanks,
Like
man.
they just got to get out, get into the playoffs. Like win a couple games at the end, make the playoffs, get hot at the right time. I mean, guy like Kirk Cousins, maybe you can win a
He could
game
get
and
him there. He could
yeah,
get him there.
yeah,
Yeah. So I got nothing against the Falcons. I mean, let's see what they do. Let's see what
yeah.
they do.
That's right.
One more NFL thing for you that I saw today is Harbaugh wants Kaepernick on staff in LA, and I was like, hey, I mean,
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if he's like as like a coach or is it as like a development guy or I'm not really sure how it would.
yeah,
I mean, I don't know. Like it's just like coaching wise, like the guy hasn't played a lot of football, so but I don't know. Maybe he's really smart football player. So I
yeah,
don't know. I mean, there's always been some type of relationship there, so it would be definitely interesting. And that's one thing that Harbaugh's always shown, no matter where he's gone, is he's true to his guys.
he is.
So
He is for sure.
even
Yeah, they're leaving it a little vague on this article here. They're saying he could be as a member of his staff, so he could be back in the dining hall, or
yeah,
he could be on the front lines as a coach. But they're
yeah,
leaving a little vague there.
that makes sense.
Yeah. Switching gears to another type of football, if that's
Okay,
okay with you.
yeah,
Um, French superstar and captain Kylian Mbappe, had his Real Madrid debut today.
yeah. You put one in the net.
He put one in the back of the bin. He did. He
Hey,
did.
good for him.
Yeah, in
I
the
should have.
UEFA Super Cup.
Yeah, I should have expected it.
Yeah, I mean, you see a blockbuster guy like that go to a new team, and I guess it is to be expected, but good for him, man.
Good for him. I mean, people don't think about it, but soccer is right on the horizon. Premier League started this Saturday. Like it's a it's a weird time for sports, but like it's like oh my god, like in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, like we're gonna be have so much sports we're not even gonna know what to do with it.
Yeah,
We're gonna have
exactly.
college football, NFL, Premier League, international soccer, baseball, basketball, like starting to like ramp back up. Like the first basketball games in October.
Yeah, that's nuts. Before we even know, we're gonna be drowning in sports, and right now we're kind of just looking anything we can
Yeah,
grasp our eyes on.
yeah. Right now it's the Little League World Series.
Yeah, which I did watch a little bit of today. Good segue there. Yeah, I watched a little bit today. We had a no hitter from Mexico, a combined no hitter. I can't remember their starting pitcher's name.
How many innings did he throw?
He threw 5 innings,
Okay.
and he had I think like 8 Ks or something. Or no, there was one stretch where he had 8 consecutive Ks, strikeouts, and
Wow.
I don't know what he totaled at, but yeah, he was a dude out there. They were playing against Aruba, I believe.
Aruba, Jamaica, come on, baby mama.
Yep.
Yep. But yeah, I mean, I feel like you see that often in the Little League World Series, just because, like, especially in these early rounds, there's some teams that are just, I guess, way more talented than the
Yeah.
other ones. Like, just the way it shakes out.
Yeah, just better.
Yeah. I mean,
Bigger,
it's
faster,
it's
stronger.
big. Yeah, it's just a lot of the times it is like you get that one kid who's a 12-year-old and is like a stud, and
Hmm.
he throws like 75, and it's just like nobody on the other team can touch him.
Yeah. I saw some of the stats, the measurables of some of those kids today, and they're like, 5'1", like 95 pounds, and I'm like, I mean, they got a 75-mile-per-hour fastball coming at them
Yeah,
quick. There's
yeah,
not a whole lot you're gonna do there, but respect for standing in that batter's box.
no doubt, no doubt.
Nice. I got one more shout out we can give tonight
Mm.
to an Aussie, Patty Mills. He got a deal.
He
He
did.
was picked up by the Jazz, a 1 year, $3.3 million deal with the Utah Jazz. An Olympics hero, international hero. I mean, a guy who always drops 30 in international play.
Yeah.
Um,
It is interesting to see that after his performance in the tournament, like him getting a contract.
hmm.
Good for
Yeah,
him. Yeah, he always balls
totally.
out international ball. So hopefully, I'm assuming he'll be a backup for Colin Sexton. I think is still in Utah, but
Yep.
like I mean, it's great. It's a great pickup, veteran piece.
Yeah, you're right about it's interesting about how it happens right after the Olympics. I'm surprised. I know that Yabusele guy on France probably has, he's one of the top dogs in his, Euro League or
Yeah.
whatever, but I wonder behind closed doors what people are talking about. Like, hey, I mean, can we get this guy a look or something? I wonder.
Yeah, and I mean, I think he tweeted this, but he was like I want a second shot. Like
Oh
he's played in
yeah.
the NBA before.
Okay. Okay. I did
He
not
was
know
he
that.
was a first round pick.
Was he?
Yeah, he played for the Celtics. He was like 16th overall pick.
Huh. Yeah. Let's
And
get
I
him
think
another.
he was like in the 2015, 2016 draft. Like he's a first round pick. Like played in the NFL. He was fat when he played in the NBA.
Really, a little
Yeah,
rotund?
yeah. So I think he. So 2016 draft. I mean that's a long time ago now.
Yeah.
That's 8, 9 years ago. So
Hmm.
I mean yeah. And I know that there's Brazil has that one guy who's a dude this past year.
I know who you're
Um,
talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, I forget his name, but I guess like the Cavs were scouting him like while they were so like teams are definitely watching and paying attention.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. So yeah, you never know who's watching, and
Yeah,
what's going to happen. Hey, maybe someone's watching this, and they're like, "Yo,
scouting us.
scouting us," and
Wow.
then they're like, "Next." Or, no, I'm
Yeah,
kidding.
we're good. Yeah,
We're good.
I
Yeah,
don't need to
enough.
watch any more of this.
Yeah, enough of these guys.
Yeah,
All right. Anything else? You got any more juice?
golf tomorrow.
Oh my God! Of course, golf. Yeah, FedEx Cup playoff begins. Can you?
Yep.
I'm not too sure how what the structure is these next couple days, weeks.
Yeah. Well, hopefully you won't have to know about it. You don't have to learn it very long. Scotty Scheffler said today it's silly. He doesn't like
That's
the.
that's the only thing I did see. I saw him say
Yeah.
that.
So basically, how it works is they accumulate points throughout the year,
Hmm.
um, and then once the playoff starts, the top 70 point getters are in the tournament. It's three different tournaments. The first tournament is this weekend. It's the St. Jude FedEx Cup or Championship, St. Jude FedEx Championship. I think it's
Sure.
called full name. So the top 70 make that. The top 50 in to this tournament move on. The next, like the bottom 20, get cut. And then they do the same thing in the next round. That I think next week is the BMW Championship, and
Okay.
then the top 30 advance from the BMW Championship and make the FedEx Cup, which is the last tournament of the year. Um, and that I believe is the top 30, and it's based on points like where guys finish. They get X amount of um, whatever it's called. They get X amount of like points. So like
Yeah,
Scotty Scheffler would be number one. He starts the FedEx Championship at -10,
I gotcha. Okay.
-9, minus. You know what I mean? Like the top 10 players start
Sure.
with extra. But like if say you're 70, what like say you're say you're Scotty Scheffler and you finish tied for 80th this week. You know what I mean? Like you still advance. Like it's still based on points. So the
I
top
gotcha.
50 players based on points get get advanced and the top bottom 20 get cut. So if you're like a guy who's like 55, 56 and going into this weekend, like you really want to make sure you finish like 35th, 40th. You know what I mean? So those guys who finish, there's enough wiggle room for you to make that top 50.
Okay, I'm there. I'm there. Class was in session there for a second. Yeah, that was
Mhm.
good. I'm there now. I was lost before, and that makes sense now why he says that's silly, because
Yeah, he doesn't. Yeah, he makes sense. I mean, it's weird. I don't know. Like it feels like it doesn't matter as much as it should. You know what I mean? Like when guys don't care as much. Like a
yeah.
guy would much rather win any of the majors throughout the year than the FedEx Cup. Like it's not really like a just kind of whatever. Just kind of
Hmm.
is what it is at this point.
Yeah. Seems like the PGA just wants to keep the kind folks at FedEx
Yeah,
nice and happy, just making
they
sure,
do.
hey,
Yeah,
we'll give you guys your cup. It's the FedEx Cup.
yeah,
Because UPS, I think, was on the horizon. They were knocking on that door.
yeah. The USPS lowballed them. So
Yeah, they probably did.
yeah,
Bastards,
Uncle
USPS. That's
Sam.
that's so typical. Nice. All right. Class was in session, and now I think class is out of session. Another nighttime recap. Good stuff, and salute, and we'll see y'all tomorrow.